May I ask what you do?
I'm a lobbyist,
Nice. What kind of lobbying?
an oil and gas lobbyist.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so this car is basically.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you think of the car.
Oh, I love it.
My brother's got the my brother works for Amazon in L.A. He got the new Mustang.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? It's a beautiful car.
Beautiful. Are these cars affecting the oil business in any way?
No,
Does it come in?
no, because
Not yet.
the same rationale you just gave. So the people who buy EVs live in cities and don't actually consume that much oil. And here's a fun stat: 70% of oil goes for things that are not transportation.
Of course.
Because oil's in everything. Oil's in your cell phone. Oil's in your makeup and medical devices. So considering transportation is only 30% of oil use, it will make a dent eventually, but not for a long time. Not until you figure out how to
fly things
fly
electric
or do like
or,
semis. I know
yeah.
they exist for semis, but when you're adding an 800-pound battery to a semi,
It's gonna be heavier and
you're taking away load. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of concessions you
A
have
lot
to
of
make to do that,
concessions.
and you're driving all day, so you got to stop and charge for an hour and a half because those things have huge batteries that they need to charge. So just the dynamic of how it is, it will affect it eventually, but the industrial uses for oil are
still
probably
gonna
never
be.
going to go away. To be honest.
So, what do you think about this whole mess of inflation and oil prices? Well, I think in the future, when they talk about this time, they will call it the energy war. Don't you think?
No, it is. It's exactly, and that's why Putin has any leverage at all, because Russia's actually a relatively small economy,
Yeah.
but they were addicted, and they didn't build any infrastructure to bring gas from other parts of the world. So they're screwed. Like you see it in Germany's a big exporter. They manufacture a lot. They've been shutting factories down because they don't have enough energy. So that's like boggles the mind because like it's expensive. People think energy is here. It's a fraction of what it is in Asia or in Europe. We're really blessed that we have such great resources here.
So, what do you think is going to happen with everything that's happening?
Like the problem is it's an infrastructure problem because it's really expensive in the Northeast and in California because they haven't built any pipelines. But if you look at the Midwest and the South, energy is really inexpensive. And then the unique part is that the renewables folks are running into the same challenge that you can't get a permit to do big projects. So then you've got a cap on how big renewables can get because they can't get permits to put down their really big transmission lines or build their projects. So it's kind of an unfortunate squeeze. We're lucky because we've got the best resources in the world, but we could make energy a lot cheaper if all industries could build more projects.
What about the pipelines that Europe is trying to build with the U.S.?
For the LNG import facilities,
Yeah.
they take like 5 years to build.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're gonna feel this no matter what. They're gonna feel it hard.
Yeah, they're gonna feel it. There are some kind of ways that you can because for gas, you've got to freeze it so it turns into liquid. Then
Yeah.
you put it on a tanker, ship it
Ship
over,
it, then defreeze
warm it up.
Warm it up.
So there are some things that you can do without a huge import terminal. It's just really expensive. So what they're doing is they're keeping their nuclear plants, which I'm pro-nuclear. I think if it wasn't so expensive, it's probably the best form of energy. And then they're restarting all their coal plants, which is worse for the environment.
Of course, than oil. So all their advocacy, all their
they've spent trillions of dollars to try to go green.
I
and
know.
Now their emissions are just going way up. And they're paying even more. So it's tough. They were trying to do the right thing, but it just was never practical. It never was going to be, but this sped up the reality.
Putin sped up the reality.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. What about the effect of OPEC, like the decision that was made 2 weeks ago, the decrease of production?
So a lot of that was fake. A lot of OPEC, basically every country in OPEC except Saudi Arabia doesn't have the capacity to increase production. So a lot of that number was already going to happen because the countries couldn't produce more. So it's basically the Saudis just putting the finger to Biden